Hello! Today we're going to be talking about how to establish your shipping rates. It's very important that you think about, is the distance going to affect my rate, or is the quantity that I'm shipping going to affect my rate, or is there a combination? So let's get started. Most people are going to allow their clients to come and pick up their product from the very beginning. So you're always going to pick up the product right here. But there are three different types of delivery methods you can offer your buyers. The first one is that you will load up their produce on your truck, you'll take it to them, but they're going to have to get it off the truck and put it away. The second one is that you're willing to get the produce to them, you'll even get it off the truck, but they're going to have to take it from the curb and put it away. And the final one is that you will deliver the product, you'll take it off the truck, and follow their instructions on how to put it away. So every product needs to have one of these boxes checked on how you're going to deliver the product, even if you include the price of delivery in the case price. Now we're going to talk about how to establish your rates. And we've given you a very useful tool here to create a graph on how you're going to do that. And one of the things you should look at, if you're at all confused, you can click this button right here and it will bring up a PDF that looks like this that will give you instructions on how to fill out this form. And I think the things that are really the most important that you should look at that we could review right now is to remember that the total cost of your product will be the net case price plus your delivery fee, which you're going to establish. I think the other thing that's very useful to read in here is a little bit about how you should prepare to come up with this fee. And really this section right here talks about that. So you have to think about how far away you're willing to ship and how much product or what limitations you have that you can ship to people. So we give you an opportunity to establish a range which says 1 to 5 miles will be one price, farther will be another price, and even further will be another price. We also let you establish the minimum number of cases you're willing to sell to them, and also establish how much you're willing to take to them, which is obviously a limited on affected by your equipment and things like that. So if you have a minute, click on this PDF and read through it. I think you'll find it very helpful. Now let's talk about how to fill out these boxes, and it's very straightforward. The first thing you want to do is put in what range you're willing to deliver things. So I'm going to say from 1 to 50 miles that, and you always put in the maximum distance you're willing to go for the calculation purposes of this website. So we'll go 50 miles. And for that, I'm only going to charge $35. Now, the system doesn't like dollar signs, so you really shouldn't use that. But I always use the 2 zeros here because it really does make it easier for you to read this and know that you're talking about dollars in this column. So the next thing says that I'll go from 51 miles. Now you'll notice that it automatically threw up some numbers here for me because the system will remember. So once you've done one product, it'll be easy for you to fill this out for other products. So again, you put in the maximum number here, and for that one, I'm going to say it's $70. Finally, the final distance will be 101, and I'm going to say I'm willing to go 500 miles to deliver these products. Again, we're going to put the 500 as the maximum distance, and I'm going to say that that's going to cost $140. So I've established the maximum distance I'm willing to go, which is very important, and I've always said miles in this column, so it's easy for people to read because this is just a text column. The next thing I'm going to do is establish the quantity. And this first box is quite important because it really establishes the minimum quantity you're willing to sell. So I'm going to say 10 to 20 cases, And again, I'm going to spell out cases for the system. And I'm going to put the minimum there, so it'll always do the calculations for us within the website. And if they're going to need 10 to 20 cases, that's going to be $30. Now, the next will be 21 to 50 cases, and the minimum there, of course, is 21. And because I'm charging for miles, and they're buying more, I'm actually going to give them a better rate. So I'm going to give them $28. And again, we have pretty big trucks, so we can say we can go from 51 to 100 cases. And the minimum there, of course, is 51. And the rate for that, I'm actually going to give them even a little better deal, is going to be $26. So we filled in all this information. This column here helps the system do calculations, so it's very important you fill this out. This is the amount of money you're willing to spend, and this is the text to help your reader define what you're looking at. So the next thing you do is you hit update the table, and the system begins to do a calculation. It puts these two numbers together, and in a very short time it will come up with the exact price. So now we have this chart that's been added to the system, and you can see up here it tells you the miles you're willing to go, and you can see here the cases that you're willing to ship, and it does the calculations, and you can look at this, review it, print it out, send it to your to different people in your organization, maybe even do a couple trial runs to see if these numbers work. And goodness, you find out that, that's just not going to work with the distance for $166. I really need to add $100 to this particular column. So it's really easy to do that, and then you hit update table, and again it will update all this information for you. So we'll just give it 1 second here while it does it. And there you go. You've got the additional amount added to the system. So the only thing we need to really remind you now is that you must pick the delivery method, one way or another, how you're going to deliver the product. And if you do a delivery, that will really increase your opportunity to make sales. You need to have a minimum here of at least setting your maximum range. And you can make this 50 cents here just so you can establish it. And the same thing with the minimum cases, you need to put that in. So you don't have to fill in all these different boxes, but those two you must. And if you want to build your price into your case, you can do that. So then when you're all done, you scroll down to the very bottom of the website, hit submit, and everything is live. Okay, this is how you establish your shipping prices. Thank you very much.